It's about to go happen. Hello, hello, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Welcome to Stars with Stasi, where no matter who or what you are on this cosmic journey, you are welcome here. All right, Scorpio, as we approach February, the season of amor, love, relationships, and all the things that seem to escape many of us in the Scorpio fam, I have been tasked with doing a reading on what is blocking our love vibes. So I'm going to give it a second because this was a little bit of a last minute live. So I want to make sure that you guys can see and hear me okay. And while we wait for this space to fill up, I'm going to go ahead and cleanse my space. If you're catching the replay, no problem, Scorpio, because this message is still for you and you'll be able to go ahead. It'll be chaptered so you can jump over to the reading while I wait to get started. Hey, Annette. Hi, Anna. How are you? Whoop, whoop. Hey, Stephanie. This one's for you on request. So She Thrives, one of our amazing regular OGs, community member, has a great point. Like, what is blocking us, right? And we all know that when I do love readings on this channel, we get the chismosa of it all, the chimmy. So, all right, what's that say? Oh, Anna, you can see and hear me. Perfect. All right, so I have cleansed my space. I have exorcised the demons. All right, let's see where we can get started. So a lot of times these oracles like to tell us what is going on. They give us the gossip, what's happening. So I'm... Oh, geez. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. I hope everyone's doing well. She says, we like tea. This is actually the tea leaf oracle. And this isn't the worst of them. Actually, it's these over here that they just, gosh. So guys, listen, just remember, I'm on your side. I'm a Scorpio. I'm single. I love you guys. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't be mad at me. I'm the reader. All right. Lobster, the first card that comes out. So we're asking, what is blocking our path to love, to that, like, the amor, the soft vibes, feeling comfortable in our feminine, feeling comfortable in our masculine, attracting the right people. So who knows what's going to come out? It'll probably be some things from the past and all the good. All right. So the room has a little bit more people in here. Hey, Isaiah. Hey, Stasi. Love your career and money readings, but would love the icing on the cake. It's happening. Let's see what goes down. Oh shit. So love, no, this is lobster. Oh yeah, mija, let me start over. Lobster. This reads financial pinch. So immediately, that tells me, first of all, that some barriers to dating might be finding your financial equal, right? Because especially those of us that have either witnessed a relationship fall to its demise because of finances or because we've been part of it, maybe witnessed our parents go through it. Financial balance is super, super important. Like, nothing will stress a relationship more than lack of sex, lack of funds, especially when it's, you and your partner are both supposed to be contributing. So think of Six of Pentacles vibes. If you are more masculine leaning or more dominant and you tend to pay for the dates, for example, maybe you're more traditional minded. No judgment here, guys, do you? But it is a nice gesture and more traditional. So perhaps that's getting in the way. Like, maybe it's starting to feel like a task versus something exciting. We do see that a lot for sure. And also comment below if any of this is resonating as I go forward, because honestly, these are, it's a real thing. Like, I'm noticing Scorpios all over kind of more hesitant to get into relationship. Then this reads dog close up, pleasure with a close friend. So Scorpio, look. Maybe you have given up the vibes of another human, gone to the fur babies, right, for companionship. But what this really says to me is that you're looking for more from a partner. You want a loyal person, first of all, because Scorpios are extremely loyal. So the idea that we're going to vibe with someone who's like lying, cheating, stealing, making stories up, that's not really going to work. So if you've had that in the past, that creates like an invisible barrier, so to speak. It makes it harder to trust because you're looking for someone that's going to give you what you would give them, which is loyalty, truth, right? Honesty. This says pleasure with a close friend. Additionally, there might be this energy here of, some people, especially Scorpios. So some Scorpios, let me reword that. While we are very driven by the physical, and there's no hiding from that, sometimes when we finally are able to get close to someone, that relationship, sometimes gets converted into something more. And a lot of times Scorpio will fear losing a friendship and gaining a lover that's temporary. So there could be something there as well. Anna says we should not pay on first dates or second dates, and interesting. I want to know from the masculines, what's your point of view on that? Or for more masculine dominant leaning, for sure, because there is something there, Let's see. Historically, I think one of the reasons that a lot of the feminines, the women in leaning, feel that way is because we are met with a glass ceiling. Historically, we've made a lot less, and we do give a lot in relationship that cannot be monetized. So, there's no judgment here. This is a safe place. This says, I am scared of rejection. Interesting, Scorpio. Right off the bat, scared of rejection. You don't want anybody who's going to, drain you financially. You want someone loyal. So these are big ticket items, and they're actually bare basic minimum. This isn't asking for too much for loyalty, for financial stability, and also this fear of rejection, putting yourself out there, all that you are and all that you have, for someone to be disloyal. When that happens, and it happens when you're young, you grow through it and you're like, okay. It happens when you're in your 30s and 40s and you're like, oh, that's a divorce. It happens when you're in your 50s and plus and you're like, I'm done, right? And I could be wrong on this, but that's just the progression that I see. So there's a lot of, holding back of what you truly want, because the idea of being time wasted doesn't seem to work. Now, these are only a handful of cards here. This will tell us what astral house. Again, career comes up. So Scorpio is very focused on their career. Hands down, not a problem, because we are in our financial glow up this year. I could go on and on about Jupiter moving into Leo from Cancer in June. That's for later on this year. But let me tell you, when I say Scorpio's on a financial glow up, I'm not joking. So the idea that you have financial matters in the back of your mind while you're out there dating 100% tracks. So let's go ahead and let me see which cards here. All right. Hope everyone's doing well this Sunday. Let's get ready for it all. The Emperor comes through, another card of career, another card of just dominance, right? Scorpio is very dominant. Let me find the right words for this so that I don't get... We're very dominant in life. We're very dominant in and out of the bedroom, period. So I feel like Scorpio is looking for someone to be safe with, to be able to put down the heavy, so to speak. Someone that they can, I don't know. I just see bedroom equals is as much important. Being equal and balanced in the bedroom is just as important for Scorpio as it is for the relationship to be balanced and, a back and forth outside of the bedroom, in the financial sector, in the emotional sector. And what's funny is when the universe is showing me this, and I would normally see the Six of Pentacles, I'm not even seeing that. It's more or less like, listen, I don't expect you to meet me where I am. I'm an overgiver, an overshare, an overdoer. What I want you to do is just show up authentically, be loyal, be truthful, be honest, and let me know what I'm working with so that I can make a decision that's best for me. And that puts you in that boss energy, right? That puts you in that dominant energy again. So here we've got the Aries coming forward, the Emperor. Number 4 is Emperor energy, and that is a call for a strong foundation. Also, Scorpio is very much a detective, and so, hold on, I'm channeling, and hold on. I did a lot of prayer work before this because I wanted to give us the best message possible, and it's coming forward, so give me a second. Scorpio needs to be able to learn to be soft in many ways. Masculine and feminine leaning doesn't matter here. You need to be able to open this center. It's been closed for a very long time. You've had to be very focused and streamlined because you've been in you've been clearing house for so many years. The idea of letting someone back in to your very clean house is anxiety provoking, is what I'm hearing. So let me know if that sounds true for you. And again, this doesn't matter. You're masculine, you're feminine, doesn't matter how you identify. This is real life stuff where you've just had to be very like, put the walls up, put the fence up. Okay. But look, thank you. Starting to get nervous because look, here's the Ace of Cups, new love coming forward. Hey, Renee. Hey, Moonbeam Mountain Flower. I can't say it all. There we go. So we've got the Ace of Cups coming forward with the Emperor card. This is that desire for new love. And I do feel like a relationship is coming towards Scorpio. I got to say that. And I've been saying it, honestly, for a while, probably since Scorpio season started. I've been saying that around February, March, Scorpios are going to start to receive what's looking for them. Because, people are looking for us. People are looking for a strong, dominant person. And here we are. Hold on. I've got a card that doesn't belong. Out of curiosity, what does this read? Guys, this is a financial card, okay? That doesn't belong in this deck. I recently cleaned up. However, this card reads short term. So let's forget what the rest of this reads because it's talking about a short term position. But it's interesting because we're talking about relationships and we're talking about what's blocking. And so are you coming into the F-boy, the F-girl, the person that's only looking for short term fun, right? The ethically non-monogamous relationships, right? That's great. The open relationships. I love that for whoever it's working for. But there's something here about a shift in mindset where Scorpio is no longer available to entertain that type of vibe. I'm not saying that if you have open relationships that's not working. Forget that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's something here about the desire for more, the desire for exclusivity even. I don't know. This sounds like to me that Scorpio has been for a long time entertaining things for the short term, and now this year something changes. And again, I feel like that's because there's so many astrological shifts, planetary shifts, energetic shifts in 2026. And we're going to talk more about that later on. But honestly, that's what's coming forward, that, you've been playing the game for a while. You've been, entertaining all the things. And now it's kind of like, no, so you're looking for something very specific. What else is blocking Scorpio? And it's not, I wouldn't say that it's blocking. It's more or less of what's on the forefront of Scorpio's mind. What's maybe making you a little bit more hesitant? Stop. The Tower card comes up. Okay. So this is like a wound. This is something where I just got an image of the Wizard of Oz, the man behind the curtain. So what does that tell me? That tells me that there was a relationship, Scorpio, that you were dealing with where you just didn't know who it was that you were with. And one day when you saw the man, the woman, the person behind the curtain, it scarred you. It left you feeling some sort of way. Left you feeling abandoned and hurt. Oh, this is intense. I didn't expect this. Give me 1 second. Where's my rose quartz? Oh, child. That's what this feels like. This feels like you caught your spouse cheating. You caught yourself acting out of character and it scared you. This could be addiction, violence, all the things that would create something to fall to its end. And so I think that's in the back of your mind, Scorpio, that that will never again be me being played for a fool. But having that strong of a wall, I feel what it is that you don't even see yourself as so guarded and protected. And so when you're out there putting feelers, it doesn't come across as receptive, romantic. It doesn't come across as, I like to call it the Rico Suave vibes, right? It doesn't come across that way. It comes across as like, oh, you want to spend time with me? Fine. Let me see your resume, your wallet. How many kids do you have? How many baby daddy do you have? Like, you're just asking the question one after the other after the other. And here comes like your average, zodiac sign, not Scorpio. And they're like, whoa, what's wrong with this one? So maybe a little bit too aggressive, a little bit too don't F with me vibes, giving the other party. Because, the rest of the zodiac, they're gentle. You know what I'm saying? They're soft. Maybe every once in a while you come across a Capricorn or an Aries, they've got their cojones together. But for the most part, we're dealing with a bunch of soft signs. No offense to anybody out there who's not Scorpio placements. It's just the truth. We're different. So here we've got the 8 of Wands, right? And the universe is saying, listen, you've got to take the action. You've got to go outside of maybe your neighborhood. You got to go outside of get off the apps, first of all. I know so many of us, including me, have been on the apps. Guys, trust me when I tell you, it's the same fake bots, the same fake profiles that you'll see on Hinge, on Tinder, on Facebook dating, Twalkify, or whatever it's called. I promise you, it's a money grab, okay? Go search for yourself. If you are on any of the dating apps or have been on any of the dating apps in the last 2 months, comment below what your experience has been, and please help the collective who is newly getting back into dating save their money, right? I'm serious. It would be so appreciated, because I think that, for me, I got back on out of sheer boredom. Like, has anything changed? The only thing that changed is that a bunch of fake profiles, for sure. And then what happens, guys, is that you're dealing with bots, fake profiles, because they are money grabs. And at the end of the day, people are making dates, getting stood up, getting unmatched, all the things, and then starting to internalize that. That's the other thing the universe is telling me. Don't believe everything you see. Don't internalize what you think is happening. So I will just say that there's a lot of fake profiles out there. It's well known that these companies will take a person's profile while they're active, keep it, house it, and create something different. I mean, exes of mine have found other profiles in my name. I'm sorry, not in my name out there, and have brought it to my attention. So, I think on Bumble, there's a profile of me under Rachel. It's not me. You know what I'm saying? So just be mindful. You don't really know who you're dealing with online. All right, I'm going to get past that. But that 8 of Wands, I had to honor that, because it's saying you've got to move, take action, and move outside of whatever it is that you're doing. A lot of it is you're internalizing false matches, false connections. That's it. False connections. Whew. All right. Hold, please. What's interesting is the 4 of Cups. Oh, hold on. We'll take that too. The 4 of Cups came up, but the 4 of Cups came right under the Ace of Cups. So this tells me that while the universe is trying to give you the Ace of Cups here, and you see the Ace of Cups up here, like, hey, we've got more for you. Just get your mind out of this. If you're holding on to an ex, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're holding on to them because you want them back in your life. No, this could be anger, right? This could be anger and resentment over this Tower moment. Sorry, guys, I just heard the strangest sound. Oh, that scared the life out of me. Okay, so sorry, that really scared me. I don't know what that was. All right, so there's a 3 of Cups here, and I feel like this 3 of Cups is this Tower moment that has you in the past. This could be somebody screwed you out of money. Somebody turned your family against you, which is a strange... Oh, I know why that came up. And the person that's on here watching that knows as well. So I guess that was for you. But there's something here about, feeling betrayed. Like the betrayal, period. Betrayal of any kind. There's a part of you. And unfortunately, I'd say a good 75% part of you here, angry. And because of that, it shows. I hate to say it. So here we've got the Three of Pentacles coming forward. And this is saying, listen, you might be better suited to talk about this with someone. Get a perspective outside of yourself and see how you can switch the mindset. So let's do that now. Let's make this a Three of Pentacles moment. Hold, please. I'm going to get this deck over here, which interesting is Aries again at the bottom of the deck. So more focus on your home, your money, longevity. But I feel like Scorpio is just, again, looking for a strong partner. Remember, I was saying earlier, I was like, well, you might come across a Capricorn or an Aries, and they're pretty strong. You might find yourself with a healed Scorpio, which would be great, actually. One of our followers, subscribers, had mentioned to me yesterday, she found herself with a healed Scorpio masculine, and she said it has been the best experience of her Scorpio life. So again, don't underestimate the power of being healed and showing up in a relationship. It matters. If you have a lot of hurt in the past, if you have a lot of scars and wounds that are coming forward, that is not the time to enter into a relationship with someone else, because then it becomes a codependency and you're reliving a drama. And the universe says, that's not what we're doing. What we're going to do is we're going to work this out first, and we're going to enter into a relationship healed and not guarded. Not guarded, huh? Let me keep looking. 1 second. Tell me more about this Three of Pentacles. I do have the Star card here, Aquarius energy, very strong energy. Says, hey, you've got to really think about what you're wanting and your intention and be purposeful with your healing. And then what's seeking you will find you when you are ready, when you're able, because here we go back to this Four of Cups. The universe wants you to feel love and fulfillment in relationship, but there's a lot of release that has to happen, like a real release, like you no longer care if this person, listen, these people who have wronged you in the past says more about them than it does about you. But when we carry those wounds with us into each relationship, into each day, into each thought that we have, it ruins us. Right? Because we are emotional, we're water signs. So you got to know yourself, and it will show up in many different ways in your world, which is why so many times Scorpios remove themselves from the emotion and then throw themselves into the pentacles. Does that make sense? So this is about a rebalancing of your internal dialogue as well. So let's see. This says it's very important to self-reflect. It's not always the other person. Say it again for the kids in the back. It is not always about the other person. Know that the other person shows up in your world to be a reflection and teacher to you on how you show up in relationship and what you do and don't allow in your world. And it also, relationships show up to make you stronger. Okay. Trust me on that, because it makes you feel more independent when you understand how much of your power you hand over to another person. Right. And the universe says there's a difference between handing over your power, right, and handing over like just control. Control, I know it sounds the same, but it's not. Control to me is like everything has to be just so, and it needs to be your way and the only way. To me, that's control. You have to be involved in everything and blah, blah, blah. That's unhealthy. Where power is this strength. It just is, right? If somebody doesn't agree with you, you don't act out of care. You just say, okay, well, that's for you. It's different. Control and strength are two different things. So I hope that makes sense. I see the Sun card here. To be honest, give me 1 second. I'm hearing you've got to bring just more lighthearted energy into your world. Have more fun. Be in places that make you happy and feel at ease. And then that puts you in the right frequency to get the type of relationship you want in your life. So I think that we pretty much know, but it's a nice reminder because we do see the the Tower over here. And please don't forget that the Star card is the hope after the Tower. So there is new energy coming for you, Scorpio, 100%. And I've been saying that for a while. Again, maybe that Sun card showing up is like, you know, by the summertime, right? You might find yourself in something very serious. But I still feel like something starts brewing in the months of February and March. Here we have the 8 of Swords. Well, okay. Give me one second. The Chariot card and the 6 of Cups. You know, the 6 of Cups is something from the past, things coming full circle. I think I say it every time because somebody said it to me once, that the 6 of Cups is also the Sun in Scorpio. And all of these cards are actually going to give you a very specific degree of a zodiac sign. But I digress. Anyway, so here we've got the 8 of Swords with the Chariot card and the 6 of Cups. And I think, first of all, this is basically pretty clear. We've got you in your head here, right? And then we have you marinate in the past. But the only winner, the victory, is Chariot, looking forward. Things happen quick. And actually, the other thing, too, is that the central column with the love cards, we've got the Ace of Cups coming through twice differently. But then we've got that hurts my hand. Then we've got the Chariot card, you see, and these are all cards of forward progression, like moving forward, getting out of the past. So it looks like a lot of the mentality being stuck in the past is part of the issue for Scorpio. And that makes complete sense. We're very emotional. And what we're seeing here is that Scorpio's got to break out of that pattern of thinking. All right, let me look here. God only knows what we're going to get from these decks right here, because all right, let me put these to the side. This says single here, going to public events that I find interesting, putting myself out there more publicly. Yes, I agree with that. You know, if you are in a position where you're mobile and you can get out of the house, whether, you know, for whatever reasons, a lot of times people can't. But if you are able to, going to things in the community, going to things, you know, might help you at least, if anything else, meet friends. And friends can introduce you to other people, or you might actually meet someone that has the same aligned interests as you. This says, I need to work on myself, so I'm trying to clear my head. Well, we are here preparing, and maybe this is part of the preparation. I asked what that 3 of Pentacles was about, and it showed me a lot of mental, right? It showed me that 8 of Swords being imprisoned by the past, being imprisoned by potential consequence. And, you know, the past and the future don't even exist. So when we have our mind on that, it's almost like we're self-sabotaging 100%. The only thing that exists is the present moment, and that's gone as soon as you recognize it. So anytime your mind is stuck on something, you have to understand that you're doing an injustice to yourself. And here, self-reflection is important, 100%. I'm not saying don't do that, but you have to understand that what you're doing at that time is reflecting so that you can, you know, make adjustments and corrections. It is not to say that you need to relive it emotionally and physically and find yourself crying and all these things, which happens. It's a purge process, but once you've purged, allow it to process away. 6 of Cups here says that you need to work on yourself, right? You need to clear your mind. For those of you that do any kind of prayer, meditation, all the things, we're Scorpios, so most of us probably do. I would say you could focus on a cord cutting. You could focus on a release ritual, or just, you know, be intentional by writing out or saying out loud that you're looking for a release from the past, and that you're looking for an army of angels to heal your heart. Whatever it is that you're looking for, say it out loud. Intend for it to happen. All right, let's keep looking here. What else does Scorpio need to know? No, that's too many. Okay. All right, here's one. Distracted, sidetracked, change, and delays. Okay, all right. Distracted here tells me that this is like This sounds like me. Like the Scorpio who wants a relationship, but just kind of expect it to show up at the door. Like, like the idea of doing all the work and blah, 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 blah is a pain in the ass. So do you distract yourself with work? Do you distract yourself with, things to keep yourself busy? And then, on the sideline saying you want a relationship, but never really making the time to cultivate them. I feel called out. This might be for me. Sidetrack, change, and delays. Maybe overly distracted. So let's keep going and see what other advice here the universe might have. It makes sense. Good, good, good. It says, right now I'm working on my life. Let's see. Tell me, guys, have you guys, I haven't been able, what does it say? What not agree with me? That's fun. You guys are hilarious. And I do want to know if you guys have been on the dating apps. I'm telling you, in the last 2 months, I just want to know what your experience is, right? I just want to know. If you had success, I want to know how long it's been and what app it was, because I think that maybe I myself am a little bit guarded because I just think everybody's lying. Again, I'm you, you are me. There is something here. Scorpios tend to have such a guard up after too many of these that, I just said it. So I'm a perfect example of 8 of Swords, where I'm like, I don't trust anybody. I think they're all lying. So is that healthy? I don't think so. Have I had experiences that make me feel that way? Yes. And so have you. But the universe is saying that's exactly what is also preventing you. The same thing that's keeping you safe. It's keeping you so safe. It's keeping everyone away. Oh my God. Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords. Oh, you don't see it. The Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords cuts everybody off. She don't have time for nothing. Ice Queen. Need I say more? The Ice Queen shows up. Now, she will keep you safe, but she also wants the truth. So again, if you have a partner that is honest and forthcoming with you, and you don't have to be the investigator Nancy Drew in your relationship, and you can calm down, chances are that you will enjoy yourself better. But people in general are guarded because there's so much out there to mislead someone in relationship. So let's see what the Queen of Swords says. First of all, she's going to tell you up front, don't give everything away until you know who you're working with. Do your due diligence. Understand, do a background check. Do whatever you need to do to get yourself set up for safety and success in relationship. But once you find what you want, don't always be putting your partner under the microscope. They will show you who they are in time, right? Just make sure you're safe first. Volunteering, if you do believe you have. Oh, I need to. Oh, I'm gonna have to go through these comments. Hold on. Oh, Anna, what are you saying? Oh, geez. So if you're catching the replay, I would suggest reading the live chat. It's gonna be available. It looks like it is popping. Here we've got the 4 of Pentacles. Immediately, what I heard was, and I agree, you want a relationship, but you're not moving anybody into your house. You're not trying to move into anybody's house. You're not even sure what kind of financial arrangement you want, or that's what's coming through. It's like before you're even dating, before you've even met the person, you have a laundry list of, well, you're not going to do this and don't show up like this and blah, blah, blah. So the universe is saying it's a little off-putting, you're a little guarded, and it's hard to penetrate. I see what you did there. That's funny. Yeah, so it's a little hard to get through. So I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want this to get blocked. So many things I want to say. What is this? Aw. All right, well, the King of Cups shows up with the Moon card. Give me 1 second. Why the King of Cups with the Moon? What's the Moon here? Ugh. All right. So, King of Cups shows up, and this is a masculine water sign, but if we want to go that route, but it's also just saying, the King of Cups is emotionally available for others, but they don't overextend. So in a healthy relationship, the King of Cups is has a high emotional maturity, right? But here we've got cards of deception with the Moon card and the Seven of Swords. So let me just see here. With the Queen of Swords looking at the King of Cups, this tells me like cutting someone off because you gave to them emotionally. And you had buy-in, like you trusted this. But then this happened, things going on in the background. It's the same theme showing up. I think this was the Tower card, right? Because we all know Seven of Swords, or I'm sorry, even Five of Swords. Five of Swords, the same deal, right? It's about strategy and like difficulty, miscommunication, upset, things like sneaky, right? Because here's the Moon card and it's that Tower showing up again. So when I said, what is this Three of Pentacles about? It's the same thing over and over again. Scorpio doesn't want to get hurt. Scorpio has a lot of guards up. Scorpio has the loyalty has been shattered in the past. And now allowing yourself to ride the ride again, right? Have fun again, do all the things is becoming overwhelming. And I feel like you don't even get started. Like you just, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy of this MFer is not good or this witch is no good, right? I'm trying to clean up my language. So it just, that's what's coming across. Like the masculines aren't trusting the archetype of the women that are out there because they only want money. They only want, to play around, whatever, who knows. And then the women are like, these low lives, they don't have jobs, they don't have this, they've got, it's just both parties are being pushed against each other. And a lot of it has to do with, images of the masculine and feminine that are being pushed out there in the universe. That's interesting. But I think that's true, to be honest. So give me 1 second while I let me just get these here. Guys, feel free to chime in. Also, I'm definitely looking to add more readings to Stars with Stasi. And since YouTube won't let me get out of doing Scorpio only readings, it won't. If I post a non-Scorpio video, it'll get 35 views as opposed to the thousands of views that a Scorpio reading will get me. So let me know, just like Stephanie let me know she wanted a reading on what's blocking love. If you have a topic that can turn into a general reading, I will make it a reading for public consumption for Scorpio. All right, guys? And so just let me know what's curious, right? What questions do you have? Give me 1 moment while I just get these together. Let me see. What does this say? It's like having the ingredients to make a cake, but not putting it all together. It is. You know what? It's like having all the ingredients to make a cake. And it's not only that you don't want to put it together, but now you have it in your head that you're diabetic and you can never eat the cake again, right? You won't even look for a sugar-free option. You're like, nope, if I eat that cake, it's going to kill me, right? There's something here that you've labeled love as toxic. Oh, God, I think we have done that. Am I calling myself out, or is this for all of us? God, does this become a personal reading for me? And you guys are just witnessing it? I'm so sorry. I can't be the only one, but that's what it says. Like you've labeled, oh God, universe, I'm so sorry. It says you've labeled love as toxic. We're just going to take this. All right. It's possible that that is true. All right. What else do we have here? And guys, listen, if you are one of our members, I will be, after this reading and checking in with everybody, I will be switching this over to members only, where I will be doing some pendulum readings and just checking in with you guys and giving you guys some updates on what's going on with me and this channel. But that, again, will be for members only. But before I do and switch over to that, I'll definitely hang out with the collective for a little bit here. Let me see here. What is this? This is from the Dark Moon Oracle deck. Shadow work. Revelations. This is the second time I've used this deck, and both times Revelations came out, and for sure I shuffled. So I'm going to put this here for a second because Revelations is number 39. And you guys know I do numerology, so 3 plus 9 is 12. 12 is the number of the Hanged Man in the major arcana. And so, as we know, the Hanged Man is the card where the universe is saying, you know, turn your perspective on its head and look at it a little bit differently. And I think someone said it earlier, it's not always the other person. You know, in relationship, it takes two, and you're never, ever going to understand the mindset of the madness the other person in your life had, especially if the tower moment was because you caught them doing dirty. You're not going to understand it. It's just, you know, you're not of that mindset. And it makes you angry, and you're fueled by anger and hurt right now, even if it's something that happened years ago. The universe is saying, one of the revelations is how long you hold on to anger, how upset, how invested you are in, I hate to say this, but it almost sounds like the downfall or demise of the other. While you don't want to be involved in it, if you saw it happen, you'd be just as happy. The universe says, listen, get your mind out of that. And Hanged Man, look at this differently. Why did this person and this situation and that tower moment show up in your life? There is a reason. The truth is, again, it's probably so that you could have learned your strength, learned your independence, understood what narcissistic abuse was. Hands down, if you're a healer or you work in psychology, therapy, counseling, anything where you're helping other people, teacher, spiritualist, to do this type of work where you're advancing the spirituality and frequency of the collective, you must meet the narcissist. It is like the most unfortunate thing, but like any video game that exists, you have to meet the boss, meet the, you know, defeat the whatever. That's what this is. So if you're holding on to some anger that came from some narcissistic abuse, like the revelation happens when you see, like, man, that person might have actually saved my life. And I think that if you really, really think about the abusive situation you were in, this person did you a favor by showing you how strong you are. So without getting emotional, I'm going to walk away from that, because something's happening that I'm really picking that up for somebody, not only myself, to be honest, but someone that's on here, probably more than just one person, that's coming through so strongly that, like, when you can learn to just say thank you to the universe, like, man, you know what? That was, I lived through it, but thank you, because there's no way I'm going to do that again. Say thank you, but there's a release that is the part two of it all. You don't have to hold on to it so strongly in order for it not to happen again. Think of yourself as branded, so to speak, right? You went through it. You're not going to forget. You're not. It doesn't matter how good it is. And you know what I mean by it. It doesn't matter how good it is. You're not going to forget what happened. You don't have to hold on to it. The minute the other brings through a flag and it's waving and it's red, you're going to know it. But I think the other part of this is the minute you see a red flag, investigate it and say, okay, it's showing up again. What's going on? Why is this loop coming back? And make sure you're seeing something for what it is and you're just not labeling everything as a flag, right? Is it something you're doing, as we said before? So revelations here, you're going to learn a lot about yourself and what deserves your time and energy. Now, one of the other things I've said before is Scorpio doesn't have time for lackluster humans. The bar is set high. Keep that bar high. Keep it high. But also allow yourself to have the energy of the queens, receptive. As I say it, it's speak it into existence. This reads find balance. You see that number 19? 1 plus 9 is 10. And we're looking at the 10. We have the 1, which is a new beginning, and the 0, which is the cosmic womb of all possible things. Finding balance is important. And I think that's how we started this reading, right? Finding balance. Oh, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you're watching the replay, go over to the buttons and hit the one that reads hype. And if you don't have it in this one, just go to one of my other videos. Because I'm trying to get to, well, I'm going to get to 50,000 this year. because that's my goal. So, and guys, I'm also going to be doing additional lives on this channel. We'll be talking about that more, but I'm going to be partnering. Well, you're going to see more of me here, and I'm just going to leave it at that until next week, 2 weeks from now. But there will be even more ways to get readings and all the things. All right. And this, hey, I guess we take 2. Well, it's funny because I just heard you're taking 4 for a foundation. Okay. So before I even read it, the universe just said to me, my guys just said, the reason we're giving you 4 is because this is the advice for the strong foundation to build. Get through the mental game of it, right? Get past open the door to get out of the mental prison. They're saying 8 of Swords, just step out. Step out. And what's going to give you the strong foundation is revelations, right? Why did this happen? Where can you find the gratitude? Can you release it with ease? Moving forward, you want something, it has to be balanced. Otherwise, you already know. If it doesn't, if you're doing all the work, you might as well be single, period. This reads, stubbornness. Don't be stubborn. Look, 14. Now, 1 + 4 is 5, and 5 is the shake-up number, the things, the disruptive number. And here we see a bull going towards this woman. And it's so funny because I know so many of you are dealing with a Taurus in one form or another in your world. But here, the stubbornness, right? There's something here about, looking in the face of the issue. You've got to bend some here. Not bend with the other person, bend with what's holding you back. You've got to look at it and say, okay, maybe I am being too hard. Maybe I am cutting people off preemptively. Maybe the wall is too much. So, and then this reads, oh my God, they're really giving it to us today. My feelings are hurt. This says overcritical. Maybe, whatever. The universe says, go back to step 1, revelation. It's not maybe nothing. Too critical. So here, are we overly critical? And this is number 18. 1 + 8 is 9, and 9 is a number of finality. This right here, nobody wants a mom to date. Well, I worded that wrong, but you know what I'm saying. People want a partner, not a parent, ideally. God bless. And so number 18, overcritical, allow your partner, and this sounds bad, allow your partner. You're not allowing anything, but your partner needs the freedom to show you who they are by making mistakes and doing whatever they're going to do. Don't try to control it. Again, power is different than control. But when you're overcritical of the people in your life, and this is any relationship, y'all, your kids, your friends, yourself, when you're overcritical, that background, you, as a partner to someone who is overcritical, if you've ever been in that position, you feel like, why try? Nothing I do is good enough. And then that person just shrinks in who they are. So both things are true. If you have been historically raised by an overcritical person, been in a relationship with someone who is overcritical, or feel constantly judged in your environment, you may be reflecting that same attitude to new people coming into your life. So again, revelations. So where are we falling short? What aren't we seeing? Perhaps too much criticism, perhaps too stubborn, perhaps demanding balance in a way that maybe a partner can't show up in. So let's go back a little bit. I said before, relationships, don't have to be 50-50. Scorpio does give a lot, and most people just are not as emotionally adept as we are. They're not as aware of what goes on in here in the heart center. And so, yeah, a lot of people can't meet us where we are, but you want to see your partner try. You want to see your partner acts of kindness, gesture, all the things. So remember that for the lack of sounding so egotistical, Scorpios are different. We investigate. We're lovers. We're strong. We're easily hurt. We are stubborn. We are, we are overcritical of ourselves. But when you carry that within you, it's going to come out, right? And remember that balance in relationships doesn't mean 50-50. If your partner can only show up 30% on one day, maybe, they show up 60% the next. And I think that we're aware of that. But because of our strong demands, sometimes people feel like they can't make us happy. Wow. Wow, Scorpio. Well, shit. We've got to find our softer energy. And I think that's even true for the masculines. I feel it strongly, to be honest. I'm going to go back to this tea leaf because they're asking me to, and I'm going to pull 3 more, and then we're going to just pull a feel-good card. I'll check out with the collective, and then it'll switch over to members only. So, hey, 1 second. 1. These cards are round, so I'm going to do this. If anybody has the tea leaf oracle deck, you know that these cards they're great, but they're flimsy. So I've been hesitant to do a review on them because every time I pick them up, they fly everywhere. So do I recommend them? They're fun. They're cute. They're flimsy. The card stock needs to be upgraded. All right. This says cat, fox, and nest. Let's review. Cat, a two-faced friend. Two-faced friend. Two-faced friend. One moment. This is fox. Shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. Nest. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. Okay. Scorpio wants stability. Scorpio wants love. Acceptance came through. But what it feels like is that maybe people have been showing you what you want to see instead of who they are. Because with the fox and the two-faced friend, this again tells me like somebody's been working and talking out of both sides of their neck, if you know that saying. And the universe says that that scar has been deep. So let's just get a clarifier and then we're going to move past it. Guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let everyone know that we are on and live. Any interaction with this video does let everyone else know that this is going on right now. And that would be just amazing. All right, so why the cat, the fox, and the nest? What's that about? I've got the Ace of Cups comes out again. Scorpio wants a new relationship. 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands is that exploration for adventure and creativity. It's like you're wanting someone. You simply put, you want a high value human who's going to add value to your life. You're tired of having to figure out. This is the same message. You're just tired of trying to figure out if somebody's lying to you, if they're being honest, if they are finances keep coming up. So Scorpio, please, please, please do not get yourself involved. If your finances are all out of whack, it's not the time to be out there dating. Dating is going out of the house and, maybe having dinners or just doing things. There's a freedom there. And the financial stress will ruin a relationship. I mean, I don't know how else to say that. You may not feel that way if you are in your younger years, but once you start adding a lot of responsibility on your plate, when you have a partner who's financially insecure, they're food insecure, they're home insecure, you name it, when that happens, it spills over into your world. Trust me. I don't know how else to say this. I'm starting to feel like an auntie, but it's true. Ladies and gentlemen, whoever you bring into your life, there does need to be a financial balance there. Don't be fooled by thinking otherwise. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. 3 of Wands. It's like you want fun, you want adventure, you want to do you want to be able to just go out there and trust the environment that you're in and let your hair down and really get dressed and have the fun times and all the things. Ace of Cups, what you want is something fun. And then this reads the High Priestess. Of course. So, the High Priestess, she already knows. She's very intuitive. She's very much, she's very mysterious. What's funny is, remember in the beginning of this video, I said the man behind the curtain with the Wizard of Oz. And I said that revelation really, really upset you at some point. In this deck, Mystical Moments, the High Priestess is the one behind the curtain. And as you can see the rocky waters here, and you can see the ship, right, with the sailing. The waters have been disrupted by the power of the moon, and she watches from behind the curtain. So the roles have switched. Now, instead of you being played, you're watching, you already know. But the High Priestess stands still in her strength. She doesn't accuse, right? She doesn't judge. She watches and she knows. And that is power. Remember, power is not control. Control doesn't allow for fun. Control doesn't allow for relaxed vibes. Control doesn't allow for the disruptive waters to occur to show you what needs to change, right? Control is everything is as is, nobody move, nobody gets hurt. Power is watching it all occur because you already know. You've seen it. You already know. You don't have to criticize it. You don't have to change it. You just have to watch it happen. And then from there, you make your independent decisions. So Ace of Cups coming forward with the Three of Wands. Other thing I have to say, this cat one here with the two-faced friend, this is hitting different. If you were involved in a relationship where you had a third-party interloper, a friend, like your partner cheated on you with a friend or someone you thought was a friend, I understand that is a whole nother level of hurt. I even heard here, to be honest, and I'm hesitant to say, but I'm going to say it because I keep hearing it, like that was my sister. You know, that was my brother. Like somebody very, very close to you was involved in the ending of a relationship that mattered, like really serious, like a marriage or something. I can understand that that's a whole nother level of hurt. But Queen of Swords would say, they both got to go, right? All of these people got to go, and you will start anew again. So Scorpio, I hope that was helpful. Again, you know, you're looking for balance. It won't be that your partner will give you 50-50 all the time, because you are not going to give 50-50 all the time. But you want to see somebody show up. You want to see somebody stand on their own 2 feet. You need people in your life that can hang financially. You need people in your life that can hang emotionally. But you also have to allow people to show you who they are. Release the control and stand in your power. Be in the receptive energy of attracting that love that is seeking you. There are people all over the universe right now wanting real connection, right? They want someone strong. Scorpio, check. They want someone financially stable. Scorpio, check, check, right? Even if you're feeling right now like you're not financially stable, tell me that you would fall to shit before you would get yourself together. Absolutely not. There isn't one Scorpio on this channel watching right now that wouldn't do anything they had to do to make sure that their kids had a place to sleep, that they had clothes on their back, and they're eating, right? There isn't not one of us. We're not that kind of sign. We're very, very strong, and we will pick ourselves up, right? I mean, comment. If I'm wrong, but not this Scorpio. I'm going to figure it out. And I know you are too. And that's what I'm saying. You need someone who's going to match that vibe. Not someone who'll say, well, Scorpio will take care of it, right? So Scorpio, financial, check, check. Financial, emotional. Scorpio is reflective, contemplative. Do they do the work? Check, check, check. So Scorpio, are they crazy? Nah, many, many checks. But are we good looking? More checks, right? The collective is seeking us. We're primed to receive. We just have to be ready. And how do we get ready? Do some work on yourself. Understand that we are stubborn. We are hypercritical. We expect people to possibly give as much as we do. Be realistic. We're special. We're different. It's not always possible. So Scorpio, that's the advice from the universe. So I hope that was helpful. I appreciate you being here. Let's pull a feel-good card. Let's get un momento. Let's see. Hold on. I love this deck. Give me a second. Give me a second. This, I've been using this. This is Have a Good Day on Purpose, right? By Alethea Crimmins. I love this deck. So let's see what we have here. Guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit all the buttons, do all the YouTube things. If you want a personal reading, head over to my website at starswithstasi.com. I do have some openings this week coming up, so pretty booked tomorrow and Tuesday, but I think I have some stuff later on this week. All right, universe, leave us with some feel good. Leave us with an atta girl. What do we have? Atta girl, atta boy vibe. What do we have? This one? Got it. All right, let's get it. This reads, it's perfect. It reads, I am strong. I am powerful. I am an overcomer. Comment below. I am strong. I am powerful. I am an overcomer. The universe is looking for you. Everybody out there seeking love is seeking someone like you, right? All the things that we want, there's someone out there looking for you. Remember that Four of Cups with that Ace of Cups being handed to you? Attract it. It's happening. This reads, own your power. Remember, power is not control. This is the perfect card. It says, did you forget how strong you are? Did you forget how powerful you are? Sometimes you forget you have been through worse and overcome. So what makes you think you can't get through this now? Think about that. What makes you think you can't? Yes, there have been obstacles in your life, but just like a bulldozer, you always push through. Remember, the rest of the collective is looking for you. You are an overcomer and you're worth it. So pick your head up and fix your face. Fix your face. And remember who the hell you are. You can and you will. I love this deck. Fix your face, Scorpio. I know most of us are sitting home going, I don't know about that. Fix that face. I'm one of you. I love you guys. We're going to do this. I'm going to take this entire community, and I swear by the end of 2026, we're all going to be healed, happy, and in partnership of some kind. All right, Scorpio, fix your face. Remember who the hell you are. You can and you will own your own power. You are strong and powerful. You are an overcomer. Thank you, Scorpio. If you want to stay on because I'm going to hang out for a couple minutes before I switch over to members only. So if you are a member, stay on the line and let me know if you want to get a little pendulum reading, a little one card draw. Okay, guys? Remember that we are all stars from the sky with feet on the ground, doing the best we can with the information that we have. So be kind to yourselves and each other. And may the magic that we weave and the words that we speak bring healing to all those who seek it. Thank you so much, Scorpio. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Help me get to 50,000. Subscribe now. And have a great week ahead. Shine brightly. All right, Scorpio. Let's see. Let me get in the business. What are you guys writing on these? You guys are cracking me up. Oh my gosh. The amount of chats in here, there's 0% chance I'm gonna be able to read these all. At least not while we're on it. I'm seeing that I'm not the only one. I've got JoJo's World of Variety. I don't put out... What is this? This is advice. It says, I don't put out on the first date. I took a safety video as soon as I got in his vehicle and I sent it to a friend in the event I disappear. I posted those videos in the singles club on Facebook. All right. Wait, JoJo wrote before that. My comment was too long. I'm talking to a lot of guys. Oh, JoJo, I only need one and my P.O. box is in my bio. Just ship them my way. I'm in Maryland. It says, I only need one. I'm talking to a lot of guys because I'm also looking for friends. Me too. I would love to find love, but having fun is my priority. I also don't put out on the first date. Okay, so here's just some advice, right? JoJo's saying that, yeah, look, she's playing the field, or they are. I'm assuming, I don't want to assume they, because I'm not sure. They are dating a lot of people. They're dating a lot of guys. And they're saying, listen, I'm going to go out and I'm going to have fun and I'm going to play the field and I'm going to see what the universe has to offer me. But I don't put out. That's my boundary. So that's a great thing if you're starting to date. And maybe if it's been a long time since you've dated, right? What is your boundary sexually? What is your boundary emotionally? If you're not sure, that's okay, right? That's okay. F around and find out. Figure it out. But is there anything wrong with dating a whole bunch of people? No, right? If you've been doing it for a while, are you looking for something else? Maybe, right? You only know until you do it. That's it. But I would say this, guys, if you have one person, just one person, whether that be, your grown child or a parent, a friend, whoever that you trust, and you have, a phone with a tracker, make sure that you let somebody know, hey, I'm going on a date and this is where I'm going to go. Do your due diligence, right? When you see the person, you should have looked at their social media. When you meet someone online, and I'm going to say this because this has been my experience and I'm 50, so I've been doing this for a while. If you are meeting someone online and you're like, hey, I just want to check out your social media. We don't need to be friends right away. I just want to, verify that you are who you say you are. And you pull up their socials and it's pictures of just anything but people. And there's nothing in it. And it's just generic pictures. That's not who you're talking to, right? If they say, oh, I don't have social media because of my job, then maybe that's not the person for you, because that's usually a lie. For the most part, social media exists somehow for you. And if you're online dating, there should be an expectation that you have some sort of site set up to let people know that you're not, telling people to put lotion on their body and handing down baskets into a hole. You either know the reference or you don't. My point is that, if you are out there online dating, let's say you're newer to it and you don't have a social media where you can be verified, I would get on that, right? Because that's first and foremost, because I have a public presence. It's important to me that the person I'm dating, I can verify them, that I can see that they have a history of friendships, right? I can see that there's not another person claiming them. Things like that. And you can always forward that profile to your friend as well and let them know, hey, I'm with this person. This is where we're going. Depending on the state you live in, forgive me, guys, I'm just going to give some advice here because I've been doing this for a while. I live in Maryland, so you can go to the Maryland Judiciary website and you can search a person's first and last name and you can see if there's any domestic violence charges, anything crazy happening. And it's important. I mean, these are things that we can do in the very beginning to keep ourselves safe. But remember, you just have to play the game at the end of the day, and you've got to get out there, keep yourself safe. Yes, put precautions in place, have boundaries, but go play the field until you find something that resonates with you. So this is, Anna. Oh, yep. Anna said the same thing. Share your location. Exactly that. So let me see what else you guys have. Anna says, let's see, Tracy. Hi, Stasi. Just got home. Hi, Tracy. Tuning in. Thank you for sharing your gift with us. And you have an amazing, thank you so much. All right, guys, what I'm going to do is, well, hold on. Why isn't it letting me do it? Hang tight, guys. I don't see the button here that lets me switch this over to members only. So I'm not sure what happened. Let me find it. I am sorry. There's a button here that usually reads, oh, here we go. All right. So in 60 seconds after I hit this button, this is going to switch over to members only. If you're looking to join membership, all you have to do is go to Stars with Stasi, like the main page, and then you're going to see a little button that says join, and you can join for a month and you can cancel at any time. And usually what I do is when I do a live stream, after the live stream is over, I will switch over to members only and we'll have a more intimate little conversation. And all of those are always available for replay. And as this year progresses, I will have more like behind the scenes stuff, and when I travel to Tarot Architect and all those things, that'll be housed in members only. So I really, really appreciate that. I do give away 10 memberships a month, and let me just see here. Let me put this in here and hit schedule. All right, there we go. So we have 1 minute till it switches to members only. Thank you, Renee, and welcome to the Shooting Stars. Thank you so much. But yeah, I do give away memberships each month for chances for all of you guys to try it out. And we do have other members who give other members memberships. That was very redundant. But the point is that I think it's like $4.99 or something like that for a month. And you can try it out and check it out. And it's another way to support me. And it's a lot less expensive than a personal reading. But it's a lot less information as well. So, love you guys very, very much. Oh, Jojo, you're very funny. I love it. Do you know how to Zoom? Are you talking to me? Do I know how to Zoom? I don't think you're talking to me. But if you are, oh, let me stop this poll also and poll. There you go. So the poll reads, let's see, 87% of you want weekly love readings. So we'll try it.